Hello everyone and welcome to the 2025 edition of the Trophy and Achievement YouTubers Game of the Year Awards. This is the big yearly video where I ask as many creators as I can what their Game of the Year was, and then I put all the clips into one big celebration of the year. Just a quick reminder that this video is part of a fundraiser for Glasgow Children's Hospital charity, but I'll tell you more about that later in the video. Let's get into the video and into the votes. If you've seen the previous 2 years then you know how this works. The only big change this year is that I sent everyone a short list of eligible games, and every game eligible to be voted was released between early December 2024 to late November 2025. The two previous winners have been the big PlayStation game that year, and this year we've got two of them. Maybe the winner this year will be one of the big indie hits, including a game we've been waiting on for years. Or maybe it'll be something that we just don't expect. Let's find out by starting with our honourable mentions, which are the games that got just one vote.
Hello, my name is H-Star and I am a very big Marvel and VR fan. So when it was my time to pick my game of the year for 2025, it was very obviously going to be Deadpool VR.
Walk 1 Trophy Hunters. Now, my game of the year is honestly not a very hard pick this year, I'll be honest with you, because I really did not play many new games this year. Apart from my one obvious and shameless pick, which you may have spotted already, it is a game that has saved the FPS genre for at least the next few years, I reckon. It's gone back to its roots and is easily the best entry we've had in this game in over a decade. And that is, of course, my one true beloved Battlefield 6. It's actually just so much fun to play. It is honestly, if you're looking for a fun FPS game to play and you're tired of Call of Duty, hop on to Battlefield 6. It is so much fun. I can highly recommend it, and it's got an awesome Platinum trophy if you want to get that too. So Battlefield 6 is my obvious game of the year, and thank you, Mr. Platin Adam. We'll catch you next year.
Hey guys, Castromo here. Now admittedly I did not play a whole lot of new releases this year, so for Game of the Year I was torn between two choices. Battlefield 6, which I absolutely loved, until I played the campaign. Sadly, it was a boring story with multiple game-breaking glitches and crashes. It absolutely soured the entire experience. So my game of the year for 2025 is going to be Split Fiction. Yet another amazing co-op experience from Hazelight Studios, and because of the Friend Pass, I got to play through the entire game for free. So shout out to my pal Connor, and also Hazelight Studios for yet another great game.
2026 was a really good year for 2025 was a really good year for games, and it's actually crazy how we already knew that Expedition 33 was going to win Game of the Year, and I was in the same boat until I thought about what I really enjoyed that year, and it wasn't Expedition 33. Yeah, I know, and it's actually pretty wild that wild. Where was I? My game of the year in 2025 is... It's Monster Hunter Wilds.
Hey everyone, JT Plays here. Thanks for having me again this year, Adam. My game of the year for 2025 is a tough one. Last year, I hadn't played many new releases, and so Helldivers 2 was easily my pick. This year, I have the opposite problem. I've actually played quite a few new games, but realistically, I think it comes down to these three. And of course, I think it's a pretty obvious choice. My game of the year for 2025 is Mind's Eye. Oh, sorry, my bad. I actually meant to say this is my pick for the worst game of the year, and I want my money back. Anyway, Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei of course are far superior games and sequels to games I love getting the platinum in, so choosing one is very tough, and honestly I don't know what to do. They both improve on their predecessors in almost every way, the graphics are insane in both games, and I've loved playing both of them. So I'm just gonna cop out here and say I haven't got the platinum for Ghost of Yotei yet, so I can't fully judge it, whereas Death Stranding 2 I have completed. Hopefully my vid on it should be coming out soon or already come out, and so Death Stranding 2 on the beach is my pick for the 2025 Game of the Year. Also, I said this last year, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to say it again this year, but I'm very keen for the games coming out next year.
Hey guys, Lychee here, and it's time for me to reveal my Game of the Year for 2025. Now, I have missed some of the big hitters from this year, I can't deny that. However, I have picked up a game that I was never going to miss out on. So my game of the year for 2025, Ghost of Yotei. This game had a lot to live up to because Ghost of Tsushima for me is easily one of my top 10 games of all time. So the more I played it, the more I was comparing it. But thankfully, Yotei has hit off on all cylinders. And the more that I play, the more that I love it. Atsu, what a character, what a story, what a world. The combat as well, outrageously good. Ghost of Yotei, Game of the Year 2025 from me, boys. I raised you the Game of the Year Platinum Trophy. Cheers.
Yo! Hiraithrino here, and my game of the year is Kirby Air Riders. A new Kirby Air Ride game has been one of my most wanted video games for almost my entire life. It's so insane that we finally have just that. And man, did they do a good job. I've been so addicted to this game. It's hard not to jump on at any given time to just run a city trial or two. I feel like in a world of AAA slop games that are all very similar to each other, this game manages to stand out for being just pure fun and mayhem. I highly recommend giving it a try if you have the opportunity. And with all that being said, I rate this game a 9.75 out of 10 with a title of Incredible.
What's good, y'all? My name is Shardix, and my game of the year is easily Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Despite not being a huge Sonic fan, the Sonic Racing games are some of my favorite games of all time, but after the disaster of Team Sonic Racing, we really needed a good one, and this exceeds that. The driving and vehicles in general, top notch. The courses, top notch. The music, top notch. I really don't have many negative things to say about this game. I especially love how much tech there is when it comes to skips and other driving techniques. And the roster? Absolutely amazing. Lots of iconic and underrated characters, and the collabs are insane. I mean, at the time of recording this, SpongeBob comes out tomorrow, and they revealed even more Sega characters, and the courses that come with these are so far the best in the game. I'm probably the only trophy tuber to choose this, but I don't care. This is one of my new favorite games, and my game of the year for 2025.
Hey Adam, thanks for having me on for another Game of the Year video. So I've actually only played 5 of the new games this year, but one that stood out to me and I've had so many hours and good fun playing it is Hades 2. Hades 2 for me personally is so brilliant and it's just so much more advanced than the first game, which I pumped hundreds and hundreds of hours into. If you haven't played it, go check it out.
Hello everyone, the Gray Scott here. The GOAT Platin Adam has asked me for a third year in a row on what my game of the year is. And well, this may come as a surprise for some of you based off of my praise for another title that came out this year, but my game of the year for 2025 is Silent Hill F. From the harrowing sound design to the very confronting themes of feminism as hauntingly and beautifully written by Ryokishi7, this is a must-play for fans of not only Japanese horror games synonymous with the PS2 era of gaming, but for horror fans in general. The combat can be a bit rough around the edges to even downright frustrating at times, but I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. You're not playing Silent Hill for its combat, you're playing it for its story. And what an experience it was to unravel the tale that was being spun here. If you're even remotely curious about Silent Hill F, I implore you, please go out and buy and support this game. I will caution you, play it on story combat for your first playthrough. You'll thank me later. I can't believe I'm gonna say it. Konami's back. Silent Hill's back. That's weird to say out loud.
Hey everyone, hey Adam, thanks for having me on today. As somebody who is newer to the Platinum Trophies and the achievement hunting, I have a very large catalog of games to pick from and choose from just because I've basically been a Call of Duty player for the last decade or so, and that was like the only thing I ever really played. So with that being said, I wasn't really playing a ton of new releases this year, but I have been going towards single player games, and that's where I get my game of the year, which is Dying Light the Beast. It was right after I 100%ed The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, which was incredibly stressful. So I was just looking for something completely just on the opposite end, more casual, more fun. But the big thing for me was I played a ton of RPG games before, and the side quests in Dying Light the Beast don't feel like a waste of time. They actually have some story narrative to them, and it's not just, hey, go here, grab this item, come back, meet this person. You know, it's not a bunch of fetch quests. It's actually got some story to it, which I really appreciated. And in my opinion, those were some big changes that moved the Dying Light franchise in a positive direction, especially after Dying Light 2. But like I said, as somebody who's newer to the Platinum Trophy and achievement hunting, I really appreciate a good side quest to keep things interesting.
Hey guys, so I've been asked for my game of the year, and even though I've played a lot of games this year, I haven't actually played many new releases. One game I have played is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The game is absolutely fantastic, and honestly, it is one of the best movie to video game adaptations that I've ever played and ever even seen, let alone played. The story is absolutely amazing, and it truly gives the feel of a real Indiana Jones adventure. Like, this is something he would actually do in a movie. And the overall gameplay for me is really fun. The puzzle solving is interesting, exploration actually feels rewarding, and the combat actually feels like there's some weight behind it. Like, you feel you are throwing a punch, you're not just you're you get what I mean? Overall, quality game, a massive boon for the franchise, and something I genuinely can't recommend enough. And that is why Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is my game of the year for 2025.
Hello viewers of the Platinum Adam channel, I'm Noah, and despite being new to the Platinum hunting YouTube scene, Adam kindly asked me to get involved for my 2025 Game of the Year. Now, truth be told, I didn't really play a lot of games that came out in 2025, but there was one game that does get my vote, and that was Digimon Story Time Stranger. A great story and a real pull on the childhood nostalgia, has some stellar animations and gameplay, and if you thought of picking up this game, I couldn't suggest it more. Thanks Adam for having me on, and I hope you guys enjoy your day.
Hi, I'm Score, and my game of the year is Chronos: The New Dawn, developed by Bloober Team, the dev team behind the fantastic Silent Hill 2 remake. Think of Resident Evil inventory management, nasty gunfights, think of scarce resources, think of Dead Space, think of slow-paced exploration, and the most important thing, think of petting cats. Chronos: The New Dawn, my game of the year, and don't forget to donate to the good cause. I already did, link in the description. Score out.
Hi guys, Will Platinums here, back again to choose my game of the year for 2025. In a true return to form, I only platinumed one game this year, so I don't really have much of a choice as to what I can pick. Which is why my game of the year is Power Wash Simulator 2. Power Wash Simulator 2 is a fantastic, relaxing game that definitely doesn't feed into my undiagnosed autism. You might have to cut that joke out. I don't know if that's going to be allowed in the video. Being serious though, it is a super fun, relaxing game with a pretty simple trophy list. It's a great game to add to your platinum collection. Thank you so much to Adam for inviting me back again this year. It's an absolute pleasure to be on this video with so many amazing platinum YouTubers. And of course, this is all for a fantastic cause. If you guys do have anything spare that you're willing to donate, please click the link down in the description below. It will go such a long way. Here's to an amazing 2026, and to Adam personally, I will be messaging you when Haiti beats Scotland in the World Cup. Bye-bye!
I'm Platin Adam, and honestly this year I didn't play much that I feel as passionately about as in previous years, so instead I'd just like to give a quick shout out to some games that haven't been mentioned, like The Alters, Thomas Mascot Agency, and since football was mentioned, the game I'm officially going to vote for is Despelote. This is a slice of life narrative game about a small football nation qualifying for the World Cup for the first time. You don't actually need to be a football fan to play it, because the actual focus on the game is community and family, and there's discussions about politics and corruption. There's stuff about like how hard it is to get movies made. There's a moment at the end which I think is genuinely amazing. It's like life distilled into a 90-minute, 2-hour long game. And of course, because this is a VOD channel, I should point out that the platinum is super easy and it will take you like 90 minutes. So even if you're not sure you're going to enjoy the game, you should still play it because you get an easy platinum and hopefully you'll enjoy this amazing game. Now we're about to head into the actual contenders, but already you can see how weird this year is, with 3 of the big games that also got nominated for Game Awards only getting 1 vote. But quickly, before we do so, we're going to hear from a few people who didn't play any new games this year, but wanted to take part in the video and talk about the best game they played for the first time in 2025. And we'll also have a message from Stephen from Glasgow Children's Hospital charity, and he'll tell you about where the money's going and the difference you'll be making if you choose to donate.
Hello, I have not played a single game from 2025. However, here is my favourite game I played for the first time this year. I'm going to say Death Stranding. A brand new Kojima game with all his Kojima weirdness. I love the lore, the history of this world, graphically beautiful, I liked all the characters. Some of the boss fights were epic. Never before did I expect building roads to be so addictive. I liked the way Sam felt to move, his feet on the terrain, like it felt some of the best movement I've experienced in a game. I won't go into spoilers because a lot of the game is story rich, but that's a game where the hours melted away. At the very end of the game, in order to go for the platinum, you gotta build up a relationship with all these facilities, and many people deem that as a massive grind and quite boring. I was more than happy to keep going. An 80-hour platinum that felt more like a 30-hour one. That's my favourite game I played for 2025.
Hello boys, Beefy here. I've been asked to share my favourite game that come out this year, but I haven't actually played any, so I'm just going to recommend the Green Lantern game, as it's probably the best game that I've played this year. It's like based after the events of the film, and also Green Lantern's voiced by Ryan Reynolds, so you can't really go wrong with that. That's why I recommend Green Lantern, Game of the Year. 2009 or some shit, I don't know.
So Platin Adam, the absolute GOAT, has asked me for my game of the year, and while I haven't played a single game made in 2025, a game I did start and really want to get back into is Tearaway on the Vita. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, and it kind of reminds me of Astro's Playroom, where the main purpose is to showcase the features of the console in a very charming and fun way. I'm also playing Game Dev Tycoon for the 50th time, but I think Tearaway takes the top spot for me personally. Who knows, maybe in 2026 I'll play something that isn't 10 years old.
Hello, I'm Stephen Mayer, and I am the Gamer in Residence here at Glasgow Children's Hospital charity. We are so delighted to have the support of Platin Adam and all of you who have taken part in his Game of the Year video once again for our young patients at the Children's Hospital. My job is to make sure they always have the video games that they love when they need them most, when they may be bored, maybe lonely, maybe feeling a little bit isolated from their friends back home. When those feelings occur, it's kind of my job, if they love gaming, to make sure they have what they want to play. And I can say that last year, your amazing fundraising contributed to a fourfold increase in the number of consoles that we have on the wards in those areas where the children would like to game and really need that passion that they have the most. I also run our gaming service where myself and gaming volunteers do one-to-one gaming sessions with our patients when they need a bit of a play or two, a gaming buddy to help them through their time in hospital. And I'm delighted to say that my game of the year is Ball X Pit by Devolver Digital. A modern spin on the classic kind of brick-breaking game. I was lucky enough to play it at the Glasgow Independent Games Festival, which I thoroughly recommend to anyone watching who is nearby for 2026. And I am just absolutely delighted to pick them as my choice, because Devolver Digital, they provide us with so much support. But they also produce amazing games as well, of course. And Ball X Pit has been a huge sensation this year. I'm so pleased to see Devolver get all the success they have done with that title. So thank you so much for contributing. Good luck for everyone trying to raise as much as we can for our young patients. And we are so grateful for your help. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Cheers.
So if you would like to donate, this is the link and it's also in the description, and thanks to some incredibly generous people, we're actually already at £631. And I'm just saying, this does mean if anyone wants to be the next donation and donate £69, we'll reach our next goal. I've kept it simple this year and there aren't any milestones to hit, but if you donate £10 and tell me your PSN, I'll review your trophy list in the next few weeks, or you can donate £10 to win a game code. There's a few different games you can win that you'll be able to see on the website, and we'll be giving out 3 copies of our Game of the Year winner. So the fundraiser will be up for about 2 weeks, and for those 2 weeks, I'll also be live on Twitch doing some challenges. I'll finally be finishing Blueprints, I'll finally be getting the Black-to Platinum by completing Jokerless, and on Thursday, I'll be live from 10 AM playing Baby Steps for the first time. While I'm playing, you'll be able to donate money to make the journey harder or just more annoying, and unless I get to the credits, I'll be playing Baby Steps for 12 hours. So if you're interested in any of that, check the link below, but now let's get on with the video, because these are our Game of the Year contenders.
Hey, what's up everybody, it's Defroth here, and thank you Adam for giving me the opportunity to feature in this amazing video for a great cause once again. There's been so many fantastic games this year, of course Mind's Eye being the front runner for many people. So many fantastic choices to go through, but it's the most recent title that I've played, and probably one of the last releases of the year, and I'm giving my Game of the Year to Dispatch. It made me feel things that I've not felt in a very long time without sounding like an utter freak. So Death Stranding 2 would have been my other choice if Dispatch never came out, but if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike. Anyway, thanks Adam.
Platinum Rob here, and my Game of the Year goes to one of the best story-driven games I've ever played. Brought to us by Adult Studio and Critical Role. What are you waiting for? Go play it now!
And family take sacrifice.
Hello everyone, my name is Rusty. Now it's not quite my Game of the Year, but I wanted to highlight something that didn't get as much love in 2025, and that is Mafia: The Old Country. The game takes place in early 1900s Sicily, the environments are gorgeous, the character models look great, and the voice acting just brings a ton of authenticity to the world. The story itself is solid, nothing groundbreaking, but what I appreciated about it is that it's focused. It knows exactly what it's trying to do, and it never overstays its welcome. You get a really tight 10 to 12 hour story about a young man getting pulled into the criminal underworld, and in true Mafia game fashion, balances themes of loyalty, family, and survival. The mission structure is straightforward but well-paced, and the combat, while simple, is engaging enough without dragging down the experience. If you're looking for a grounded, atmospheric crime drama that you can finish in a weekend, definitely check out Mafia: The Old Country. It might not be my Game of the Year, but it's definitely one I'm glad I didn't miss in 2025.
Hey, how's it going? It's Mayor Hairbear here, and I've been asked what my Game of the Year for 2025 is, which, as always, isn't really that hard to choose from since I played like 2, maybe 3 new games this year. But it was a toss-up between the two. I ultimately went with Mafia: The Old Country. I know it's not a lot of people's favorites, but as a huge Mafia fan, as someone who was bitterly let down with Mafia 3 and thought the series was dead, I just really loved my time with The Old Country. I loved the setting, the story. I really enjoyed the gameplay improvements, and yeah, for me, it's my Game of the Year. But again, it was going up against like Power Wash Sim 2, so which is also a banger.
Look at us, so big and small, two together through it all. Heart of gold, a wish come true. You and me, unbreakable.
Hello everyone, my name is Brando B, and my game of the year for 2025 is going to be Donkey Kong Bonanza. I may be a little biased because my favorite Nintendo character is Donkey Kong. The controls are awesome, the level designs are awesome, all of the levels look absolutely beautiful in this game, and it has a really touching story between Paulina and Donkey Kong. But 2025 was an absolutely amazing year for gaming, and here's hoping to an even better 2026.
Thanks for having me, Platin Adam. My name's John Callum, and I really didn't play many games this year. I probably spent more time on the PS3 than PS5. So with that being said, there's not really many new games to choose from, outside of, you know, like FIFA 26. But the Switch 2 did come out, so my vote goes towards Donkey Kong Bonanza, because Mario Kart World sucked, and Donkey Kong was pretty cool.
What's going on, Platin Adam crew? My name is Jags Platinums, and my game of the year has to be Elden Ring Night Rain. If you know me, you know I love multiplayer games, so this was the perfect game for me to get on with my friends and truly learn the aspects of Elden Ring. At first, there's a huge learning curve and there's so much to explore and understand, but once you get the hang of it, this game becomes easily an amazing masterpiece, from the boss fights to even just the little mobs that you deal with. This game has everything that it should be to get Game of the Year.
Yo, what's up everybody? Nick AR here, and my 2025 Game of the Year pick is going to be Elden Ring Night Rain, mainly because I didn't play any of the games that got nominated recently, but also it was just a really fun game. It was probably one of the most fun videos that I've made this year, and you guys know I love roguelikes, Binding of Isaac, Hades. I think Hades 2 was nominated, but it's not on PlayStation, so I didn't get a chance to play it. So I'm going to finalize my pick as Elden Ring Night Rain.
What's up guys, Study here. Big man Adam has asked me to give my game of the year, and honestly I think game of the year this year is quite an obvious one, and that is of course Expedition 33. Of course it's not, I haven't even played it. My game of the year is Ark Raiders. Arguably one of the best games I've played in a long time. The most fun I've had on a new release in many years. Never really been one for extraction shooters, but this game just does it differently, and if you have not played it, I could not recommend it enough. It works in solos, duos, trios. It is just an absolutely fantastic experience. So of course this year my vote goes to Ark Raiders.
Howdy y'all, I'm Big John Bible. First of all, shout out to Platin Adam for putting this all together. And this one's a tough one for me. I was only looking forward to one game this year. It's probably not hard to guess because I am a Sonic guy, but Sonic Racing Crossworlds was like the game that I was waiting for, and I loved every minute of it, except there was one other game that came out this year that I think this game changes a lot of things for me. And that is Ark Raiders. In terms of a third-person multiplayer game, this game just does it all so well, man. There are so many of my favorite games growing up were third-person shooters, and this just hits the nail on the head. Everything it does, in my opinion, is just executed flawlessly. Prox chat in this community are both amazing. I have yet to have a bad experience in the game. Granted, I've only put in, I think I'm still under 10 hours at this point, but I can see myself playing this for a lot longer. So Ark Raiders is my game of the year this year. But Sonic Racing Crossroads is a great game and you should still play it.
Yo, my name is Joelums, and my pick for 2025 game of the year has to be Ark Raiders. And even though the trophies are still bugged in the big 2026, it's still the game I played the most this year, so gotta give it to the boys over at Embark. They killed it with this one.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Sam, joined by Audrey, and we have Katie here from our publisher and developer relations team.
Hello.
You are here to show us some Hollow Knight Silksong.
Absolutely. So Hollow Knight was one of my favorite games of last year, and this is the sequel. So we're taking reins with Hornet. We're going to go into the first part of the demo, which gives a little bit of backstory as to what this game's all about.
And so this is, of course, coming from Team Cherry. Fantastic folks, hard at work wrapping up the game. So a lot of interesting development going on, but it's awesome that we can share a little bit of an early look of this game. Well, thank you so much for giving us this early look and taking us through some space in the game. What can we say so far about release plans for this?
So Hollow Knight Silksong is coming soon.
Involved in securing the biggest conservative majority since the 1980s.
Sekiro.
To stay at home, protect our NHS, and save lives.
Covered by Reigns! Roman Reigns has won the Universal Championship!
We did it, Joe. You're gonna be the next president of the United States.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Today is January 16, 2021. This is Aurora Ora, your host for today, bringing you your daily Silksong news. There have been no news to report for Silksong today. This has been your daily news for Silksong for today, January 16th, 2021.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
It takes two.
That was a greatest night in the history of television.
1 minute ago, a statement from Buckingham Palace. Following further evaluation this morning, the Queen's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and have recommended she remain under medical supervision. Yeah. No heavy topics, please. No heavy topics.
Hi. The little boy from Rosario, Santa Fe has just pitched up in heaven.
Elden Ring!
And may I see Oppenheimer?
Baldur's Gate 3.
What is that? It's the end.
On the 4th of July. On the 5th of July, either Keir Starmer or I will be Prime Minister.
The Labour Party has won this general election, and I have called Sir Keir Starmer to congratulate him on his victory.
Make America great again. They said he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
Astrobot!
Chicken jockey.
Today is April 2nd, 2025. This is Aurora, your host for today, bringing you your daily Silksong news. And there has been yes news, Yes, news to report for Silksong today.
The day has finally come. Silksong has somehow released. We never thought this day would happen, but here we are.
Maybe my most anticipated game of all time.
It's actually here. Silksong.
Faridula simanet, doni poina volinet, pina sans mi manisette, dana fond sur le banc. Faridula simanet, doni poina volinet, pina sans mi manisette, dana fond sur le banc.
Hello, Platin Adam Game Awards ceremony thing. How's it going? My name is Sandwiches, and for Game of the Year 2025, there were a lot of really, really good ones that I want to shout out, like Silent Hill F, Dying Like the Beast, Doom, Split Fiction, Battlefield 6, Lies of P, Overture. But to win Game of the Year for me in such a completely stacked year, it has to have the action of my third favorite game of the year, Ninja Gaiden 4, and then the atmosphere and the world building of my second favorite game of this year, Expedition 33. So without further ado, I gotta give my nod to Hollow Knight Silksong as my favorite game that I played this year. It has just some incredible moments of satisfaction when you're able to beat such a hard boss, especially since the game itself is so difficult, which is amazing as someone who just loved the first one for that. And the atmosphere is crazy. Every time you go into a new area, one of the most beautiful tracks your ears will ever listen to will just completely ingrain your ears and just immerse you in the moment. It's honestly incredible. And to anyone who's able to kind of get over the hump of like the few small flaws it may have, what's waiting for you is just an incredible time of just absolute peak, even in a year that is filled with absolute peak. So Silksong, easily my choice.
My name's Jeremy Bentham, and my game of the year is without a doubt Silksong. To me, Silksong is a miraculous game. It's a sequel to one of the best games ever. It was in development for like 7 years, and it somehow lived up to the hype. The bosses are amazing, the story is good, the lore is super deep if you want to dive into it, and it's all for $20. It's seriously the best value you can get in video games these days. Now, the Platinum experience is just okay. You need to 100% the game in under 30 hours, which usually means a second playthrough. It's actually not that hard, but it's a time commitment, but the game is so good that I didn't mind playing through it twice. I really cannot recommend it enough.
What's going on, guys? My name is Shah, aka 3 Point Gamer, and my game of the year pick is a game that we've all been waiting for, and some of you guys didn't even know it. This game has amazing gameplay, some really fun exploration and world building, including lore, and not to mention the music is just top notch. That game is none other than Hollow Knight Silksong. It's definitely not any other game that's on my screen right now. Low-key, Silksong is the correct pick. Hollow Knight Silksong, game of the year.
So now we have one game left, and we all know what it is. Honestly, I was going to do a joke where I pretended that another game won, but I did the same joke last year, and it's just so obvious. You know, we all know what is number one. So let's just be serious for a moment. I'm very happy to say that the 2025 Game of the Year winner is, well, it's Mind's Eye.
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake.
Expedition 33.
You guys won Best Picture.
Claire Obscure.
Claire Obscure.
Claire
Expedition 33. Claire Obscure. Expedition 33.
Expedition 33.
Claire Obscure. Expedition 33. Expedition 33.
Sandfall.
Claire Obscure.
Claire Obscure. Expedition 33.
Ben Starr.
It's Jennifer English.
Alright, hello. Tobias here with another Adam Game of the Year video. Thanks for inviting me, it's always a pleasure doing these. This is the year of the indie games for sure. You got 3 basically big Goliaths, and although all pretty much indie. You got Hades 2, Silksong, and an Expedition 33. And for me, between the 3 Goliaths, I have to give it to Expedition 33. And just simply because, although Silksong and Hades 2 have been highly sought out for, Expedition 33 is just, it's very brand new title. And for the popularity that it has had, and like, the amazing like story it is, the beautiful like narration, and the twists and turns that game offers. It's a great game, and I feel like it's deserving of the Game of the Year title. I'm gonna keep it brief because I'm sure the people that come after are gonna be explaining a lot more, so I'll leave it as that.
Hey everybody, my name's Bombchop, and first and foremost I just want to say a huge thank you to Platin Adam for once again inviting me to take part in his Game of the Year video. Go and like and subscribe to him, he's an absolute don. But when it comes to the Game of the Year, for me there was only going to be one winner, and that is Expedition 33. No contest, no questions need to be asked. Straight from the get-go, as soon as this game came out, absolutely loved it. Amazing, impeccable, everything about it just blew me away. And yeah, Ark Raiders, I guess, kind of been a bit of a badass game, but Expedition 33 all the way. Let's go.
Game of the Year, or GOTY, if you will. This year I've played 17 new games and earned the platinum for 12 of them. That's a lot of hours for this poor girl. And my conclusion is that based on cumulative empirical evidence, I strongly advocate adherence with my assertion, fellow compatriot. Trust me, bro. The Game of the Year is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Hands down. Shout out to Ark Raiders, KCD2, and... oh wait, Mind's Eye was this year? Holy shit. But we're talking about a deeply creative world, an original soundtrack that will slap you silly, and an all-star cast including Jennifer English, Andy Serkis, and Robert Pattinson. Expedition 33 is 2025's Game of the Year. Trust me, bro.
Hi everybody, my name is Trophy Core, and my vote for Game of the Year for this year is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Between the combat, the beautifully composed music, the storyline, and the reason we're all here, the trophy list is actually pretty good. I hope you all had a great 2025 in gaming. Thank you, Adam, for having me. I'll see you in the next year.
Yo, what's up, guys? My personal Game of the Year for 2025 is undoubtedly Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Once in a while, we get a game that's just one of those all-timers, and Expedition 33 was definitely one of those. I am not a turn-based guy at all whatsoever, and Expedition 33 was the first turn-based game I ever saw all the way through and beat. And I think that just speaks volumes to how good it actually is. The story was nothing short of a masterpiece, and it had one of the best soundtracks I have ever heard, just like generally speaking, movie, show, game, whatever. It was absolutely incredible. Expedition 33 is about as close to a 10 out of 10 video game you can possibly get. If you, for some reason, haven't played it, stop what you're doing and play it right now. Expedition 33, my Game of the Year. Easy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Blinkoom. I run a small trophy-related YouTube channel, and I want to say thanks to Platin Adam for having me back on to talk about the 2025 Game of the Year. This was a tough one. There's a lot of great indies, I think, this year, and there's a couple that are like in high contention for me, games that I really loved, you know, stuff like Ooh or Blueprints, and all those are kind of kicking around towards the top, but I gotta just be honest with myself and sort of follow my heart and say that for me, the Game of the Year has to be Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I loved Clair Obscur. I was actually anticipating this game for a long time. At the end of 2024, this was my most anticipated Game of the Year, and it absolutely delivered. It feels like a modern take on Lost Odyssey, or like an evolution of what Final Fantasy could have become if they had not switched to more action combat. The characters in here are fantastic. The music is unreal. The world is gorgeous. It's well realized. It's creative. It's unique. And there's just so many small details about this game that make it like more than the sum of its parts. You know, the way that the camera slows down and warps on big hits, or the like almost toy box look of the overworld map as you walk around. There's just so much to care about. And that's not even going into some of the later story details and revelations and things. So a fantastic journey, like edge of my seat the entire time. I really loved it. And I hope if anyone has not checked it out yet that they give it a shot, because Claire Obscure is incredible.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Lone Wolf here, and my game of the year for 2025 is Expedition 33. Now, I've only made it to Act 1 in this game, but from what I've played so far, I am hooked. The story is very interesting to the point where I'm constantly asking questions, wondering what's about to happen next. The gameplay is turn-based, but they make it interactive by having you dodge, jump, and parry enemy attacks, and the soundtrack, along with the sound design, add to these fights, just making it that much better. Overall, I definitely say this game deserves all the praise that it's gotten, but I want to give an honorable mention to Split Fiction. This year has been a crazy year for gaming.
It's that time of the year again, and Adam has been kind enough to ask my thoughts on what my GOTY is this year. And my personal GOTY for 2025 is Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Everything I want is here. Here I have a chance to live, verso to live. Clair obscur, trouble de rature, trouvera effet. Clair obscur, bordé aux peintures, trouvera.
Once in a blue moon, a game will come around that truly blows your mind and expectations out of the water, and that is this game. I'd argue it's my game of the decade. Well-written story, characters, environments, fun gameplay with a nice twist to your traditional turn-based combat, and the big old cherry on the top, the music. This music will make any and everybody feel something. Even if your will to live has completely diminished, this will light the fire back into you with ease. If you're on the fence because it's turn-based, just dive in, give it a shot, and really soak in that story. It's such an emotional ride that I wish I could experience from fresh all over again. If the MIB could hit your boy with a neuralizer.
Sorry.
Hey, my game of the year is Expedition 33. Also, check the description for the charity event that Platin Adam is putting on for this whole video. It would be really dope of you to donate.
You heard the man. Thanks to everyone for taking part in this again. It's genuinely such an honor that I get to make this video every year, and you know, it's just so fun. So check the link below if you want to donate. Have a great 2026 and be good.